Hey guys, welcome back to Magic TV. My name's Craig. It is 9 o'clock on a Sunday. It's time for a review show special. This is where I take a deep dive into a particular subject, a particular creator, and I talk about what I think about the tricks. And today, I'm going to be talking about a creator I've not really seen that much of before. And this is somebody who has recently brought 3 tricks out through Murphy's, and therefore it's gone through to all magic dealers. And I saw them drop, and I was like, hey, they look interesting. I watched the, I don't normally do this, but I watched the trailers of all 3 of the tricks, and all 3 of them look really commercial, and I was like, they look good. So I got them, and my plan was to put them on a Craig and Ryland review show. I got them, and all 3 of them were really good for different reasons, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to do a review show special on this, which is what I'm doing right now. So, without further ado, we're going to get straight into it. And I'm going to show you performances and review 3 tricks from well, I don't know if this person is a brand new creator, but honestly, it's somebody who I'm very, very impressed with. I've not seen their material before, and all 3 of these are, fairly new to the Magic community. They've come out in the last couple of weeks, and you can get them from all good Magic dealers because they went in through Murphy's Magic. So without further ado, let's have a look at the first trick. So the first thing that we're going to be looking at from Kimoon do is double assembly. And this is kind of a really interesting trick. It reminds me a little bit of McDonald's Aces, but with blank cards, and it's kind of structured as a packet trick. It comes with a little packet trick wallet. But it also reminds me a little bit of an old Eldo Colombini trick where 4 aces. It's kind of like that. There's a really old Eldo Colombini trick, and I'm pretty sure Mark Leverage had something similar, where 4 aces vanished and kind of appeared on the same card. What Kimoon's done is he's taken the kind of the classic McDonald's Aces assembly, and he's added this Eldo Colombini concept as a kicker to a McDonald's Aces, and the results are really, really good. Now, if you haven't seen this before, I'm going to show you a video of it. So let's have a look at a performance of this trick. This was all 3 of these performances were filmed while I was away with Ryland and Thea and Sarah for a few days. We'd gone away to Drew Perry's 40th birthday. And while there, we had an Airbnb for a couple of days, and me and Ryland were, just sitting around doing magic like we normally do, and I thought, right, we'll film those 3 videos there. So this is filmed in that Airbnb. Let's have a look at a performance of it. This is the double assembly.
I've got 16 cards altogether here, Ryland.
Yeah.
Now I've got 4 aces. Can you see those?
Well, 4 aces. You've got
And
12 blank then.
12 blank cards, yeah. 12 blank cards.
Very smart. Yay.
So these are the aces. So we've got the ace of hearts, the ace of diamonds, the ace of clubs, and the ace of spades. Now the ace of spades is the leader ace.
Obviously.
Yeah, so that goes there, and the other aces go here. Can you see them all? Mm-hmm. Now, I'm going to take 3 blank cards and put 3 on each ace.
Okay.
Excuse me. So 3 go on the ace of hearts, 3 go on the ace of diamonds, 3 go on the ace of clubs, and then finally these 3 go on the ace of spades. I will tell you, your job is to watch the ace of spades like a hawk, because if you do not watch, then you will miss the magic happening. Okay? Mm-hmm. So
I'm watching very closely.
Watch. We're going to start off with this one here, the ace of hearts. So I'm going to take the ace of hearts, and I'm going to pop it right here, face up, into a face down packet. Yeah. So in other words, we have this card right there in between the blank cards. Yeah. Now all I have to do is twist, and when I do, it looks like that card turns face down, but it doesn't. It doesn't turn face down, right? It actually disappears, because now we've just got 4 blank cards.
Whoa.
And the first ace has gone.
That's pretty cool.
We'll do it again, but this time it's a little bit easier to follow. And the reason it's a bit easier to follow is because you know what's going to happen now, right? There's the ace of diamonds. Now the ace of diamonds goes right here, face up in between the face down blank cards, right? I'll even let you see it again. Look, there it is, the ace of diamonds. Now nothing happens till I shake. That's the move. That's the move that makes the magic work. You see, when I shake, what actually happens is that next one vanishes completely. It's gone without a trace. But when I say it vanishes, I mean it really, really really
Wow.
vanishes. Now the last one,
Got nice clubs.
well, this one's a bit tricky because you know what's going to happen now.
I do.
So keep an eye on the 3 blank cards,
I'm watching.
but also at the same time keep an eye on the ace.
Yeah.
You're gonna see it happen on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Whoa.
Told you it was quick. And that's that final ace. Vanished. Gone without a trace. I've got to go somewhere, and I said that the ace of spades was the leader ace, and it is the leader ace. See, if I snap now over here, we have, well, I should just cut to the chase. Over here now we actually have the 4 aces,
Voices.
which is pretty cool, right?
That's really cool.
But there's a rule in magic. I don't know if you've ever heard this rule before, right? The rule is never repeat a trick.
Okay, where you gonna break it?
I'm going to break the rule. I'm going to repeat it again. I'm going to take that ace of spades, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to put that right there on the table, and I'm going to try and make these aces once again join that ace of spades. So there's no element of surprise now. You know exactly what's going to happen. They're going to go. So I'm going to take this ace of diamonds and turn it over onto the other aces. Now all I have to do is wait 1 second. And when I do, the aces vanish. And the reason that the aces vanish, my friend, is because now over here, you've got all 4 aces, and you're probably thinking, how can you have all 4 aces on one card? Well, the reason is now I really do have all 4 aces on one card.
Wow.
Okay, so you've just seen exactly what this is. Let's go through the pros and cons. Now, first of all, one of the big pros is this is super visual. Like, it looks great. I love the idea of using blank cards. I've seen it before, but the idea of using blank cards with a McDonald's Aces style routine is perfect, because what it means it means that you're going to have no discrepancies at all. You know, sometimes with McDonald's aces, you might have some discrepancies depending on how you're vanishing the ace. Well, with this, you've not got that at all. The other thing that I quite like is it becomes a standalone trick. It becomes a packet trick because you've got the blank cards, you've got the aces, and you're good to go. It means that you don't have to have the backs matching the back design of the cards that you're using. That's totally not an issue at all. The other advantage of this trick, not that it's an issue, but there's no sticky stuff, there's no rough and smooth, there's no plastic dip, no nothing like that. It is literally specially gaffed cards and sleight of hand. I say sleight of hand, there's nothing too difficult. The main move that you're going to be using here is going to be an Elmsley count, which is taught in really good detail. The tutorial, by the way, for this trick and all of the tricks is pretty good. It's mainly done to camera, but there's a bit of the history behind the trick and crediting and so on and so forth. There's a live performance to camera, so there's studio performance. There's no live performances to real people in the real world, but there are live performances in the studio. So you get to see exactly what this looks like, warts and alls. Now, the negatives that you guys need to be aware of is obviously you are going to need a table. You don't need a close-up pad, as you can see on the performance there. I wasn't using a close-up pad, but you are going to need a table with a bit of table space. This isn't the sort of thing you're going to do if you're a walk-around performer or if you're doing table magic and there's like stuff all over the tables. You're going to need a bit of space to do this. So you are going to need a table with a bit of space in order to spread things out. Second of all, things aren't examinable at the end. Now, the way that the routine is structured, I don't think there's any heat on the blank cards that you're discarding. And the card that you end up with, the one with all of the aces on it, that is obviously examinable. But the rest of the cards, some of them are examinable, some of them aren't. If they picked up the packet, they couldn't really examine it if they looked carefully. So you'd need to kind of put that away fairly quickly. There is a reset to it. The reset's about 10 or 15 seconds, maybe, just to put everything back in order. So it's not a really big reset, but there is a reset there. And outside of that, that's it. I love the idea. I've never seen this before. Now, maybe it's just me not being aware of this, but I've never actually seen a routine before where you do have this sort of double assembly. You know, McDonald's Aces is one of the greatest ace assemblies of all time. You can buy McDonald's Aces with a kicker ending, and that's great. You know, we're always looking for an extra kicker ending at the end of McDonald's Aces, and this is and it's something that I've explored as well in the past, to be honest. But yeah, this is a great idea. Absolutely love it. Very big fan of this routine. I'm going to give this 95%. I've done McDonald's Aces for years, and I think this might actually become kind of the version that I use moving forward outside of my own version. It's easy to do and it looks great. So there you go. Nothing else to say about that. That is double assembly. Let's move on to the next trick. Okay, so the next one we're going to look at is another routine, obviously, by Kimoon. And this one here is called half and half. Now, I've explored this plot before. This is a common plot in Magic, or the concept, the folding matrix style concept, is something that a few people have looked at. I know that John Bannon released something a couple of years ago with this concept through Big Blind Media. Paul Gordon released something a little while ago with Alakazam. Even on Cube 52, if anyone's got Cube 52, you'll know that I explored this concept as well. So this is a concept that has been explored in Magic in the past. But what Kimoon's done is he's taken this concept and combined it with a triple prediction and used half and half cards to create kind of something that's very, very baffling. Now, I'm not going to say anything else about this. I'm going to let you see a performance. So this is a performance to Ryland. This is, again, shot my Airbnb. You have a look at it. You'll see exactly what it looks like. And then we'll talk about what we think.
I've got a little black wallet.
Yeah.
And inside, I've got 3 blue cards.
Blue cards.
Now, these are actually my prediction.
Prediction.
It's 3 predictions of something that's going to happen in the not-too-distant future.
Okay.
Now, I went to a gig the other day, and I said to the guy, cut the deck. And he took out a knife, and he actually cut the deck. He took some of my cards and cut them into bits. I couldn't believe it. I was so annoyed. But then I kind of thought, well, maybe I can do a trick with these cards. But that's what I'm going to try and do. Now, I'm going to mix these up. And I want you to mix them up as well. Yeah, but you're holding a camera, so try your best.
Mixy, mixy, mixy.
Just put them into any random order.
Mixy,
Are you good?
Mixy, mixy. Yeah, now.
You happy?
You have to, yeah, I'm happy. You have to stack them up in the this very order.
Yeah, it will be in that order, I promise you. So, the idea is, Ryland, if I can just square these up, I'm going to lay them out on the table in the order in which you put them down. And there's a load of half cards here. There's quite a few of them in actual fact, and I'm going to make a 4x4 grid.
Are there some that match up?
Yeah, there are quite a few that match up. Yeah, so I'm going to make a half by half grid, bit like this.
Yeah.
So we'll do that. We'll do that. We'll do that. So we're making like a 4x4 style grid. Does that make sense? Now we're going to randomize things. I'm going to start by randomizing something. So I'm going to take a few different pieces and I'm going to turn them over. I'll turn that one 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 over. In fact, you know what I'll do? I'll take both of those and flip them over. And I'll take this one and this one. And I'll turn both of those over as well, just like that. And you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to turn that one over as well. And I'm going to turn that one over. So I'll put that there and that there. And then finally, I'm going to turn that one over and I'm going to turn that one over. That's random, right? But we're going to randomize it a little bit more. You're going to tell me, out of these 4 sides, side 1, side 2, side 3, side 4, you're going to name a side. Whichever side you name, I'll take that entire side and fold it up, or across, or down.
So that's 1, that's 2, that's 3, that's 4.
Yeah, which one would you like?
4.
4, so that's this one here.
Yeah.
So in other words, I'm just going to turn all 4 of these over onto this side. So you're making all the choices. You decide which ones get turned over. This one here, yeah? So I'm going to turn...
I think I'm going to try and make a really big pile.
I'm going to turn this over, and this over. There we go. What now?
Now, I want you to do...
Yeah?
4 again.
This one here.
4,
Oops.
yeah.
Stay.
And make a really big pile.
So we'll turn this over, we'll turn this over, and we'll turn these over, yeah? Which one now?
1.
That's this one here, yeah?
Yeah.
So we'll turn these over, and we'll turn these over, yeah?
Okay.
What now?
3.
This
The
one
very
here?
bottom one.
Yeah.
Well, top.
So we'll turn these over like this?
Yeah. Now that one's a massive and that one's tiny.
So which one? Do you want that one or that
I
one?
want that one to go over to there.
Okay, so you want me to flip all these over
Yeah.
onto here like
That's
this?
one big pile.
So you agree that you could have done this however you wanted to, and there's some face up and there's some face down, yeah?
Yeah.
And I couldn't have known, because you made all the choices of which ones to turn, and so if you'd have picked different sides, it would have ended up completely differently. Would you agree?
Yeah.
And I made 3 predictions. Well, the first prediction that I put down here, I actually wrote on this one, there will be 4 face down cards. Well, let's have a look at what you ended up with, because you made all the decisions, but we've got all these face up, and then we've got 1 face down, we've got 2 face down, we've got 3 face down, we've got 4 face down. How crazy is that?
That's only 2 face down?
Yeah, I'm counting these as cards. I'm counting them.
Oh,
Sorry.
okay, mini cards.
No, I tell you what, I'll rewrite the prediction later and say there will be 4 face down half cards.
Okay,
Just to make pedantic people like you feel a little bit better.
Yeah.
But I did make 2 more predictions, right? The next prediction, I actually put down a Jack of Hearts.
Why?
And the reason is...
Why? Oh! The match.
That's pretty cool, considering you mixed these up to begin with. I laid them out in the grid in the order in which you wanted me to put them in. You then made all the choices of what to fold up and everything.
That's pretty cool.
And I was able to predict the card.
Yeah.
But not only that card, I was able to predict this
Hey,
card.
don't show me
as
that
well.
one.
Yeah, because let me show you what this is first of all.
Okay.
You made yourself a
10 of
hang on, shut up.
dubs. 10 of 10 of climbers.
The
10 of climbers?
the 10 of climbers, that no.
10 of climbers?
Well, I mean, this was your decision. You decided where to put the cards. You decided how to fold them.
Yeah.
Luckily,
The 10
when I make a
climbers.
prediction, I never lose.
Whoa.
So, let's look at the pros and cons again. First of all, it's a very baffling trick. I love the fact that the triple prediction is almost laid out a little bit like shuffleboard. And I've never seen this folding matrix style principle used as a shuffleboard style presentation before. I thought that was quite genius, to be perfectly honest. And I love the fact that the first prediction and the second prediction and the third prediction build on each other. So the first prediction is quite good. You know, there's 4 face down cards. When they've made all the choices of what to fold and what to do, the fact that there's 4 face down cards and you've predicted that is great. But then you've got that second prediction, which is the Jack of Hearts, and then you've got the third prediction where it looks like you've got it wrong. You've got that classic magician in trouble, and then you've got it right. The structure of the routine is great. I do love the structure of the routine. Also, the other thing that you need to know is it's completely self-working. There's no skill involved in this at all. As long as you can memorize the pattern, as long as you can memorize the procedure that you have to go through in order to make this work, then it's completely self-working. You'll be able to do it anytime, anywhere, not a problem. It all fits in one packet trick wallet, which is fantastic. And it really does hit hard. I love the fact that it's not a normal card trick. I love the fact that the cards are half and half. I do the cut deck or the broken deck by Cody Fisher. And anytime you bring out like cards that have been cut in half, it's kind of interesting immediately to the audience. So there's a lot to love about it. Right, negatives that you need to be aware of. Oh, and here's another positive. Everything's examinable at the end. You can examine everything. There's nothing to find. There's no setup at all either. So those half cards can be shuffled as much as you want them to be. There's no setup to the trick at all. So you can have the cards shuffled before you begin. You could even make the predictions from a deck if you wanted to, and it packs small, plays big. And there's no reset. There's no reset because obviously there's no setup. So as soon as you finish the trick, you gather all the half cards, put it away in the wallet, and you are good to go. So there's a lot to love about this trick. That's the positives. The negatives are you are going to need a decent amount of table space. So there is going to have to be some table space that you use in order to perform this trick because you're having to lay out this 4x4 grid, these 12 half cards you're going to have to lay out. You don't need a close-up pad. You saw that in the performance I did, but you are going to need to lay these cards out. That's really the main negative. There is one more negative, which is the way that you actually do this. It's going to be the same outcome every single time. Now, could you change like the Jack of Hearts to a different card? Absolutely you could, once you understand how the concept works, but you're only given one half and half card. So if you want to have that finale of a misprinted card predicting their final choice, you are going to have to use the same card. So if you're performing in a restaurant or you're performing at a house party and there's like lots of different people, you might not want to be performing this over and over again. But it takes up no pocket space. It just goes inside the wallet. So, you know, it's not really too much of an issue, but it's something you need to be aware of. So there you go. Those are the only two negatives, really. Table space and the fact that you can't really do it many times. It's easy to do. It's completely self-working. The tutorial is great. Again, there's a studio performance. I would have liked to have seen a live performance, but I'm a big fan of this. I'm a big fan of this plot. Like I say, I've explored this plot myself in the past on Cube 52, so I know how powerful this can be. In fact, I might do a Matt test on this because I think this will smoke Matt's little brain. But as it stands, I love this. I'm going to give this 95%. I'm definitely going to have this in my close-up case. There's a good chance I'm going to do this. And if I can get some live performance footage, I will show you the live performance footage. But there it is, 95%. Let's move on to the final trick. So the final trick that I'm going to be looking at today is Agent. Agent. Now, what is Agent? Well, Agent is another trick by Kimoon. And again, it's another packet trick. But this one's slightly different. It's a packet trick that is designed to reveal a playing card, right? So you're going to have a regular deck in play. You're going to have them pick a card from that deck, and then you're going to bring these cards out, and these cards are going to help you work out what that card is. And it's kind of very interesting. I've got thoughts on this. I'm not going to say anything until you've seen the performance, though. So let's have a look at performance of Agent, and then when I've performed it, I'll tell you what I think.
Have a look at this. So I've got a deck of cards, right? I've also got a little envelope here, and there's some special cards in here. You can only get these if you're a magician. You've got to be in the inner magic circle. When you get into the inner magic circle, there's then a secret club, and only the certain magicians can go into this secret club. And if you manage it, you get these cards. I'll show you these in a minute. But first of all, I have a deck of cards, yeah?
Yep.
And I'm going to have you, my little friend, pick a card. Okay. So we'll give them a shuffle first of all. And then I'll cut cards onto the table like this. And as I do, anytime you want to, just say stop.
Stop.
There.
Yeah.
Can you look at that card?
Yeah.
Got it?
Yep.
Sick. So we'll leave the card down in the middle. Now, normally most magicians would have to go through the deck and try and find the card. I don't need to do this. I've got these. These are very difficult to get hold of. Basically, they're cards that help you work out what someone's card is. Like, these are amazing. Now, they've got symbols on the back. Now, the fronts are weird. Let me explain the first one here. It's got an R. Now, R stands for red, right? Because cards can either be red or black.
Yeah.
And if there's an R on it, there's a diamond and a heart. You see that there? Diamond on that and heart on that end. That's why these cards are so special. This card right here, this is a B for black. Same thing as a club and a spade. These represent the four suits.
Okay.
Do you get what I mean? So first of all, you've got to work out what the suit of the card. Well, first of all, you've got to work out the colour. Then you've got to work out the suit. When you've worked out the colour and you've worked out the suit, then you can actually get the value. But you've got to work out the colour and the suit first of all. So do you want to see how these work?
Yeah.
Okay. And you remember your card?
Yeah.
You remember your card? Good. Mm-hmm. Okay. So we're going to take 4 of these. We'll take these 4. We'll put the other 4 down on the table. We're going to use those 4 to work out the value. But we'll use these 4 to work out what the suit of your card is. Do you understand?
Yeah.
So first of all, concentrate on whether it's a red card or a black card.
Got it.
Okay? Because all I have to do is snap. And when I do, what actually happens is all of these turn into R's for red. That tells me that you picked a red card. Is that right?
Yeah.
Fantastic, because these all turn to R's for red, you see. But now I need to know whether it's a diamond or a heart, and that's what the symbols are on the back for. Do you see the symbols where it's got diamond, club, heart, spade? Yeah? Mm-hmm. What these help me do is work out what the suit of your card is. So we're not going to need these. We'll put them away. We're just going to need this. Are you ready? Mm-hmm. Are you concentrating on the suit?
Yeah.
Yeah, you see, look at this. They all change into a heart. That tells me you picked a heart. Is that right?
Correct.
So now I need to work out what the value of your card is, and that's what these cards are for, right? Mm-hmm. Watch. Done. These tell me the value of your card.
Really?
Yeah, because now when I turn them over, they change. And they change into a giant Queen of Hearts. That tells me that you picked a Queen of Hearts.
Okay, so that is Performance of Agent. Now, there's a few things that I need to tell you about this. There's a few things that you are going to need to know. First of all, we'll go through the pros and cons like we have with the other two tricks. So the pro is, I love the plot behind this. I love the idea of bringing out these cards, showing the cards, and getting into a situation where you've shown the cards and the cards are helping you find the Queen of Hearts. Really, really clever. Really, really good. It reminds me a little bit, it's not, but it reminds me a little bit, and I wouldn't be surprised if this was Kimoon's starting point. It reminds me a little bit of Oil and Queens. Is it Oil and Queens by, is it Roy Walton? Yeah, well, I think it is. Oil and Queens by Roy Walton, which is a plot that I've looked at in the past. That was my inspiration for a packet trick I bought out through Alakazam a while ago called Elf. So, you know, it's very, very good. It's a very commercial idea. I love that everything goes into your wallet and everything goes into a little packet trick wallet. You've got them to pick the card, they pick the Queen of Hearts, and then you bring these cards out. There is a little bit more sleight of hand in this than the other two routines that we looked at. So first of all, you've got a Hammond count in here, you've got a double lift, you've got an Elmsley count. So there are moves in there that you are going to need to learn. There's nothing difficult. Anybody who's been doing packet tricks for any length of time will be able to do this relatively easily. And again, the tutorial is very well done. The previous two routines that we looked at, table space was an issue. That's not the case here. In fact, to be honest, you could do this walk around if you wanted to. Once you've had the card picked and put in the deck can go away in your pocket, and then you can actually do this by handing one packet of cards to a spectator as you focus on the other packet of cards. So, you know, that's not a problem there at all. Something else that you need to be aware of, however, is that it's going to be the same card every single time. So this is designed to reveal the Queen of Hearts, and the Queen of Hearts is the only card that you can reveal. So you need to bear that in mind, because again, if you're going to some sort of private party, it's always going to be the Queen of Hearts that you are going to need to force. You are going to need to learn a force, because that is going to be a force card that you're revealing. I do love that the cards look so weird. I love the R and the B and the double-ended cards. It kind of almost is like a little computer built into a card. I thought that was very, very good. And I love the fact that that's what's being used to have the... to work out the colour. I love the fact that the back design of the card works out the suit. And what I really like about the structure of the routine is that once you've got the suit, you put the other cards away in your pocket. So once you've shown that you've got nothing but red cards, you put those away in your pocket so that you can focus on the back of the card that remains turning into hearts. You can then hand that card out to examination, and obviously when you then pick up the other cards and you get the four cards that have turned into the giant queen, they can be examined as well. So the cards that are left on the table can be examined, and during the course of the routine, naturally the cards that can't be examined are put away, which I thought was very, very clever. And I have had thoughts about how you could make this examinable as well, but now's not the time. If anybody's got this and you want to know how, and you want to know how the cards in the pocket can be examinable, please let me know. But yeah, I mean, you know, I love revelations. I really do. I love revelations of forced cards. This is basically what this is. It's a revelation of a forced card, but built into a packet trick. It reminds me of kind of like a packet trick lie detector routine, but more visual. And honestly, even Ryland, who doesn't like card magic, when he saw those four cards turn into a giant queen, he was like, oh, that's cool. It is really cool. It looks great. Instant reset. I say instant reset. You just take the cards out of your pocket, you put everything away in a little packet trick wallet, and you're ready to go again. So it's basically an instant reset. And the cards that are left in play can be examined as well. This is my favourite of the three of them. I'm going to give this 100%. I am 100% going to be doing this in the real world. Well done, Kimoon. This is great. You can get it from all good Magic dealers. So there you go, guys. That's another video in the bag. Once again, thank you so much for joining me on Magic TV. Don't forget, you want to see more videos like this, like the video, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment down below. Now, I'm going to be back again very, very soon with another video. So if you want to watch out for that, please do so. Also, I'll be back on Monday with a 5x5. Look out for that. Go check out the Q&A if you haven't seen it. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. If you haven't already joined the Netrix, please do so. It's www.thenetrix.com. I'll see you again soon. My name's Craig. This was a review show special on Kimoon, and we'll see you again right here on Magic TV.